Well, what you might not know about Jim Henry and me is that we've been playing together since 2003. And when we met on the steps in front of the Iron Horse Music Hall there in Northampton, I had just driven 3,000 miles from my home in Portland, Oregon, to play a show, to kick off a 6-week tour? It was a pretty long tour.
Long, yeah.
Yeah, and Jim Henry and I hadn't actually met, but he was going to be my accompanist for that tour. And he had been at home shedding, doing all the homework, getting ready for the show. And then I just pull up. I'm like fresh from the 3,000 miles. I think I did it in 3 days, too. It was insane. Yeah, I'm in the Iron Ass Club. Anybody else? My grandpa was a truck driver. I come by it genetically. But anyway, so we met on the curb outside of the Iron Horse. We gave each other a hug, and then we went down to the green room and practiced the beginnings and the ends of all the songs, the heads and tails. And then we're like, let's go. And we played the show. And then afterward, I was so happy. I was so relieved. And it went so well. And I asked Jim Henry, I said, you probably remember this. I said, did you have a good time? Yeah. And you said,
no. No, it was very stressful, that first gig. Very stressful.
Yeah, it was stressful.
I was glad it was over, though.
Yeah, but I think back then, were you still on Signature Sounds then?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so Jim Henry is like a fine song. He's been doing this way longer than I have. He's a fine songwriter. And so I always like to have a couple spots in the show where Jim Henry entertains us and I get to sing along like I love to do. So what do you got for us?
Well, let's do that one we did at Soundcheck there.
Oh, really?
Let's do that. I don't play this one out very often.
All right. Hope I remember what we did.
I do, too. This is a song I wrote about a year and a half ago, maybe, and it's a true story of it's about a couple things, but it's sort of the backdrop is a mining disaster in West Virginia, and back in 2010 there was a mining disaster where 29 miners got killed, and I didn't set out to write a song about that. I just sort of fell into it. I was trying to write something after the inauguration of President Trump. I was inspired to write something, and somehow I got in on this thing.
You fell into the mine.
And actually, I had never written a song like this before, and I ended up on a chat group with some miners, coal miners, I should say, to talk about coal mining. Got to make that distinction.
Really now, Jimmy, with miners.
To get, because I wanted to represent, and so I got a lot of great information from them. And so I had the original version of the song. There was a lot of real specific coal miner language, and it didn't really. People who didn't know anything about coal mining didn't really understand it. So I had to go back and rework it, and so most of the language is pretty. You can tell what's going on. The one word in here you might not know is a low vein, and low vein is a type of helmet that they use, and they are often very expensive and handed down from generation to generation. So they're a pretty big deal. Anyway, so let's give this a try. Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Daddy was a miner, digging Massey Company coal. He left for his last working day when I was 5 years old. I helped him tie his Red Wings. I put the low vein in his hand. He kissed Mama's cheek and she waved goodbye to her coal miner man. Call came from the foreman. He said, run another pass. Clean the sprays the next time through. Now run it hard, boys, and make it fast. But gassy coal and a dry shear sparked a fire in the mine. There's nowhere to turn when the coal dust burns, killed all 29. You can't hide from the heartache, you couldn't if you tried. It's on the face of every loved one left behind. Well, the whole damn thing is crazy, I guess it's true what Mama said. She said we should have seen this coming. Then came the lawyers with pinky rings on their soft hands. They lined up to defend a way of life they couldn't understand. Well, there was lots of money, and the company paid for every grave. And one rich man served one short year, and they called that an even trade. You can't hide from the heartache, you couldn't if you tried. It's on the face of every loved one left behind. Well, the whole damn system's crazy, I guess it's true what Mama said. She said we should have seen this coming. Lawyers and the money, they both just disappeared. The big branch mine got sealed up, it's been that way for years. But there's a new day coming, folks round here say it's a fact. They heard it from the president, we'll all be in the black. I say daddy and the coal jobs, they're never coming back. You can't hide from the heartache, you couldn't if you tried. It's on the face of every loved one left behind. Well, the goddamn world's gone crazy, I guess it's true what Mama said. She said we should have seen this coming. We should have seen this coming. Thank you.